Chris, it's been a fast and busy start to the season. Feels like this is the first chance we've had to sit down and talk about it. How would you sum up the first 5 games?
Yeah, mate, I think it's been all right. I think it's been a decent start given all the changes. So I think we created a monster by winning so well in our first two, um, and then losing the two cup games and first league defeat on Tuesday. Kind of just sort of got everyone in a bit of sort of suicide mode. So they have to remember, where we are as a football club and what we're doing. I think the two league wins. Were really good performances. I mean, Cinderford are tipped to be there or thereabouts. I thought we were superb on the day. Bassett, we were brilliant. And they're two good teams, two good clubs for completely different reasons. So we were happy with those. Millbrook, we were okay. We give away a crazy penalty that certainly didn't help. And then obviously the VAR's performance was just nowhere near the standards that we set ourselves early doors. But you have to give credit to Highworth in the way they applied themselves and got through. So all the best to them in the next round. But yeah, Tuesday night was a bit the same. Cirencester are a decent outfit, and people after them. There's going to be loads of highs this season. There'll be plenty of lows. We're not that established at this level yet. We haven't got the riches of most other clubs around, so we have to do things different. We have to look for players that fit the bill in more than one or two categories. They have to be right across the board. And look, when we have the highs, enjoy it by all means. When we have the lows, don't get too down about it. It's football at the end of the day. Listen, I'm here to do a job, and I'll win as many games for this football club as I possibly can. And whatever happens at the end of the season. But people coming for me 3 games in, that it's not good enough, and putting stupid posts up all over Facebook or comments even. It's madness, mate. Like you said, we don't do the job with one hand tied behind our back. The majority of the people at this football club know how we do it and how we have to do it, and they're good as gold. They understand the level we maybe need to be at for a while. But yeah, there's just conversations that are going to be had if people don't leave me alone to do my job 3 games into the season. So it's been frustrating, mate. If I'm honest, it's not something I've had to deal with before this early. I don't get it. I don't understand it. We're 2 wins and a loss in our first 3 league games. We're not going to win the FA Cup, and we probably weren't going to win the FA Vase. So that's not something that at the end of the season we look back on and sort of question where we finished, and that's going to change our season. The league is obviously every team's bread and butter. If you can get to like a League Cup final or maybe a run in a County Cup, then they're more realistic. So yeah, it's been a weird week, if I'm honest. It's not one I've overly enjoyed. So maybe I'm just getting a bit grumpier in my older age, but yeah, people have pissed me off a little bit this week from various positions. And like you said, it's just something that we need to sort of relax a little bit. We won 2 games, and all of a sudden we were going to win the league, and we've not even got out of August yet. We've lost 3 games on the bounce, 2 of which are cup games, and just relax. Like I said, me and the management team, the players were all good. I think the squad in general is in a really good place. So we know what we're doing, and we'll keep working hard. It's not like anything's changed over the last couple of weeks.
Sure. And you mentioned the management team working hard there, and obviously we added to that and we restructured that over the summer. How do you feel that's going as a unit there?
Yeah, it's sound. Like I say, it's a really good setup at the minute. We're all very honest, and we have different opinions on things, which is good. Obviously, Rutty come in last year, and I've said it multiple times. He's been amazing at what he's done, and I sort of promoted him more to be my assistant this year and work alongside me a bit more. And you have Nick. Nick will still do his coaching and float between the goalkeepers and the outfield players. Ian Harris has kind of been around pre-season. Obviously, he's missed a chunk of it due to his operation, but he has a word and an opinion on how football's played. He's been a lot higher level than I'll ever reach, so it's good to lean on people like that sometimes. So, and then like I said, the medical team in SAR, the goalkeeper coach, and young Tyler still learning and doing his bits, and it's good that we can trust him to do that. So for him, that's a massive responsibility, young age, and he's fine. And obviously the media team is what promotes this club to be what it is. You know, it's an amazing football club, but without what we get out there, it's never going to reach those heights. So I think management team's really good. It was nice pre-season that I could sort of try and get deals done quick. That's my job and my bit, and then sit down with the management team how we want to play this year, how I expect things to be done, and then hand it over. Basically, they've been brilliant pre-season in everything they've delivered. So couldn't ask for much more.
And on the pitch, a bit more stability than the previous season where we had a number of outgoings, incomings. Yeah. Of course, we still have had incomings, but in terms of the players that have stuck around, how much of a base did that give us ahead of this season?
Yeah, mate, it was massive. You know, we lost one or two that maybe we didn't want to, financial reasons or whatever. That happens in football. You maybe expect to lose a couple. A few went that we didn't sort of see staying with the squad for one reason or another. So we were happy to sort of let that happen. But recruitment was tough, but massively important, because you're only going for a handful of players this year, and you want to make sure they're the right ones. And we did well, mate. We've just been massively unlucky on top of it. You know, we bought Brandon and Jemar in to sort of help the front line this year. Brandon fell over in a training game before pre-season even got up and running properly, sprained his wrist and broke a couple of fingers. So he was given sort of a 10-week recovery program. Jemar, we maybe pushed a bit too much pre-season, knowing his hamstring troubles, so he's not featured yet. I think he played once down at Street for kind of 20 minutes. He's almost back now, so two lads we brought in alongside the others to help out have been injured, and then obviously young Romani at the weekend was gut wrenching to see, mate. We've brought him in, very highly rated fullback, good kid, really nice kid, settled in really well. Obviously had history in injury problems at City, and that's why it maybe didn't work out. So just got back fit. That was his first appearance for us properly Saturday, and the ones where they go down and no one's around them, you know it's a bad one. So that's a full rupture of the Achilles. He's had surgery this morning. I've spoke to him. He's in good spirits. It's now trying to get him recovered, just back into a good place mentally before we even think about getting him back on a football pitch, because that's not going to be for a long time. So we'll work with him. We'll do everything we can. So yeah, we've been a bit unlucky in that department. But then on the flip side, we brought Wills back, who was brilliant pre-season, just as a bloke as much as a player. Brought a couple of young forwards in Ashton Arlo and Mason Olden. Mace has been great, work rate and stuff. We just need to get him a little bit fitter. Ashton's a young lad that offers us massive pace, but with that comes the sort of the niggles of players that run at that speed. So we're just navigating our way through that with him and the Chippenham Academy program. So across the back, we strengthened a little bit. Jabari come in as an extra centre half, and then it's probably worked out that well, because Stan went down Tuesday. That doesn't look a good one from what we've seen and what we're hearing. So mate, we're in a good place. We're proper sound. So squad's really good. Change room's really good. Like I said, we're 3 games into a long old season, not even in September yet. So we're not quite sure on where we'll go, or no pressure on the lads to finish anywhere. That will come externally, and we'll try and blank that out as much as we can.
Yeah, and of course we look ahead to Saturday's game against Toughley. How are the squad and how are you preparing for that?
Yeah, we'll probably check again tomorrow just to see what niggles are left and who can and can't make it. But that'll be a tough one, mate. They had an unbelievable result in the week. They're banging form. They're not the Toughley of old from a few years ago that were scrappy and sort of hanging around mid-table. They look a proper decent outfit. They've recruited really well. Same gaffer there from when we first come into the football club a few years back. So stability is there with him in the squad. So Tuesday was really tough. Saturday will be equally as tough. So we have to be at the races. We're fine. Don't think there's any problem with confidence in there. We know what we're doing. So hopefully it'll be a good game of football. We just need some rain to sort these football pitches out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time, Chris.
Legend.